Hey guys, this week has been a mental fucking roller coaster on so many weird fronts. First of all, uh, first of all, I ended up getting probably more angry than I probably should have about DeviantArt also blocking Sue, and Sue is now exploding as far as I'm concerned. Like my traffic is just like is sky fucking rocketing. My feed is absolutely filled with ridiculous amounts of art, and there's just talented people coming in in droves. I don't even fucking know how to like see all of it right now. So, uh, like I guess it's kind of childish. I deleted my DeviantArt account. Oh no, they're really gonna miss me. So I don't know. Really childish. I'm probably not gonna delete my Facebook, but I'm gonna go through the steps of basically just like stripping whatever I want from it and using that on my Sue account now. I've not gotten any work done because I've been working on Metal Gear. Metal Gear is fucking huge and it's got a lot of content, and I can't even. All right, I can't even. I play this weekend. Probably gonna just play it all the way straight through again. Like, man, when I was a kid, video games were only a couple hours long. Fuck, even Ninja Gaiden, man. Well, not anymore. Nah, they went up to whatever. I don't even know. I'm probably at 100 hours in Metal Gear by now. I'll have to check on my Steam. So I haven't gotten any work done on Quick Template. I haven't got any work done on the RPG or videos. I haven't gotten anything as far as videos is concerned. Right now it's the first video that I've had a chance to even do it, and like after all of this random stuff just that's just been going on, and like all this crazy discussion talking about uh, Sue has just completely overtook like all of my attention. So at least in my spare time, uh, there's a deadline coming up pretty soon for work, so I'm also pretty busy on that front as well, and I'll be talking more about that in general. Uh, so that's that for just a basic update on what's going on. I'm going to be getting back into talking about things. There probably are going to be more videos about Sue, but I'm not really going to talk about Sue at this point. I'm going to talk more about things that I have in mind as far as how um, value building actually works in digital environments, and something that I've been tossing around a lot, and I've talked to other people about it, um, people who seem fairly versed in the topic. I actually believe that it's possible that a video game that pays people to play it is pretty fucking possible. So like free to play, so you'd have buy to play, free to play, and then like microtransactions interchangeable with all those. And then you can have we just pay you to fucking play the game. I was like, how is that even profitable? It is. In fact, it's actually been profitable like that for a very long time. It's just been it's been sort of under the hood. But when you think about the real money trade in China for uh, for ages right now, you have to actually realize that everything that you do in a video game holds value. Everything that you do on a social networking tool also holds value. In other words, that value that you generate is could actually be cashed in on if applied correctly in virtually any kind of environment. And when you think about real money trade is a multi-billion-dollar business. People buy gold for World of Warcraft. People buy items from Counter-Strike, I've heard some really astonishing things about how the value of gun skins in CS:GO are astronomically expensive. A knife for $500 fucking, 500 USD. Okay? These imaginary things are holding real world value. This isn't news. But when you think about it, that real world value, if applied a certain way, is actually very possible that you can make money playing video games. It's really all in how it's implemented. So there's something called cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin, which is another avenue that can be explored in actually doing that sort of a thing. So I'll go into more detail about that. I'll talk about that and kind of show things off and discuss it a little bit more. But it's true. It's weird. You might not be thinking about, but one of the core things to think about when you're asking yourself about this is learn more about Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is generated. How do people get Bitcoins? Not just through transactions with other people or players, but rather mining the coins is nothing more than a time-intensive task. Well, there are certainly a lot of things in video games that fit that bill. In fact, there's quite a few. So, Bitcoins are just a shitty video game. I talk about this in terms of rewiring your brain. Rewiring how you think about it. It literally took me learning about Bitcoin before I said, hey, wait a second, what the fuck is this? Yeah, Bitcoins are a shitty video game. And that's it. I mean, obviously, it's a weird analogy, but it's true. Mining Bitcoins is just yeah, alright, I repeated myself. I want to talk a little bit more too about machine learning is extremely difficult to pry information from people about, and I don't understand exactly how I can get my hands on a deep neural net, which just fucking sounds like some kind of sci-fi bullshit that is impossible. But I want to try. I want to try and find a way to get my hands on something like this because I want to show it off. Now, basically, what a deep neural net is currently being used for, by most people, as far as I can tell, is organizing images. So it can look at an image and it can figure out what's in the image. So, it's two people sitting on a couch or a red car, and then it can learn further. And then these neural nets are like, I think we have a neural net that's 32 or 64 layers deep. So these just really complicated things. And I have absolutely no idea what kind of hardware is needed to be able to learn about or to run one of these things. In fact, I'm a complete idiot when it comes to this. All I know is that they exist. I know that it exists. It's a technology that they're teaching in prestigious colleges. As far as I can tell, there's Stanford and stuff like that. I'm watching people talk about it. I'm watching what people are doing with it. It's being used a lot more than you might think, and it's very, very crazy. So the real question is how do we apply this to stuff that isn't for a corporation? How do I get my hands on a neural net to see if anybody is using my art? Say if I draw something and I want to be able to scour the entire internet to find out if somebody's using my music or my drawings on something that doesn't belong to them. You can do that. In fact, it's one of the weird things about this. Google is going through all this trouble, and they're the ones right now, I think, at the forefront of neural net technology, and they're going through all this trouble just to search through videos, and it's amazing how well it works. I was doing a recording of Bob Ross, and it red flagged my video because in the video, very low, below like hearing volume, like you literally have to turn the volume all the way up in order to hear it. It was playing an old classical song that belonged to somebody, right? I had to strip it out of my spooky blue jeans at a distance video. It actually had to get taken out of that. This neural net system, this machine learning technology can also be used by us to figure out where the profits should go. See, when Google flags a video, it doesn't go to anybody. But what if, as an artist, I decide I want my technology, like if somebody's using it, I just want a straight cut of the profits that they make on that video. No questions asked, completely automated system. Anybody can use any songs that they want, but depending on what the artist decides, can just be like, oh, well, I just get 30% of your video because you're a dumbass and you use my song. Or you knew ahead of time that's what it would cost. That's my rates. Boom, there you go. 30% of the thing. So all of a sudden artists would be making money, but they're not using it that way because it doesn't interest them. Okay? This is because there are people who are not the artists that own the rights to these things. But that's just one example right now of how these technologies are not being used by the average everyday person using a neural net. Okay, not being used by us, but it exists. So, with that said, I think I'm gonna leave it off on that. This is just an update and just some stuff to think about. And the Castle Does videos are probably going to branch out and talk a little bit more about technology in general and how things are progressing. And then it's still very much going to be game industry related. The only reason why I'm paying attention to machine learning right now is because I want to figure out how to apply it to game design. Because if you can find patterns in existing stuff, then you can use that information to generate new content. The technology that Google is using right now to find songs in your fucking videos can be used to make new 3D models. It can be used for all kinds of stuff. And using genetic algorithms, which is also an extremely complicated thing, I need to find out if anybody is actually using this stuff. Is anybody applying this to game design? Is anybody thinking about this in those terms? Is anybody thinking about making this stuff available to normal people who decide to use neural nets? So, all right, I'm gonna leave it off on that. I think I've probably been talking for a little bit too long. I'll be keeping you guys updated, and next video will probably be Quake template. I'll be getting back to improving some stuff as far as Quake template, and maybe a video about how to actually make a new gun or something like that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hope you found this interesting, and stay tuned for more.